When I was going through the college application process, I was running around keeping my grades up, fundraising for nonprofits, doing internships, running multiple clubs, and studying for the SAT. I was completely overwhelmed. My attitude to my parents was shit, and all I cared was about the results for college applications. I stopped talking to friends, I cut out video games, and I spent all my time working on my applications as if my life depended on it. But this mentality of college results is the end-all be-all in life can be incredibly taxing for your mental health. Yes, college results are important, yes, you should be giving your all, but what's more important is yourself. There's so much competition, pressure, and self-doubt that just pushes you to the edge. But to help alleviate some of that mental pressure that you're going through right now, here are some frameworks and mindset shifts that really helped me throughout that process. Hope it helps. I have no idea what your social circle is like, but even if you don't have competitive friends that are aiming for the top 20 schools, you always hear about your friends, your family friends, hell, even your own siblings that are excelling in the college application process. They say, "Why can't you do what he's doing? Why are you always at home on your phone instead of going out there and doing competitions?" It's endless and it gets tiring. The only measuring stick I use is my past. How much have I learned at this point from a year ago, a month ago, a week ago, etc.? Comparison is the thief of joy, but when you compare against your past selves, you reclaim the joy through progress. When I was taking the SAT, I had multiple friends getting 1500 plus on the first try. Try competing against that on your first SAT try. But they knew nothing about me. Only I know the amount of time I put in and the score that I truly deserve. I didn't care what the other students' scores were because I knew that I was continually building on my previous self. I was able to find satisfaction through progress. I'll admit, my final score of 1530 isn't the best that's out there. I'm sure you've heard of kids getting 1600s, 1550 pluses like easily. But I didn't care because comparing that 1530 to the 1160 I got on the pre-SAT is what matters. And also, don't be one of those freaks that just tracks what your friends got on the SAT and like what schools they're like applying to, because there's a reason why stay in your lane is a saying. Personally, when I was applying to college, I was infatuated with prestige. I didn't care what programs they had, how much money I had to pay, nothing. No joke, I simply wanted to apply to Harvard just for the sake of being called a Harvard man. And obviously I didn't end up applying because all the other things I have to write. But you get the point. Don't have the "I'll prove them wrong" mindset, because in reality, no one's even thinking about you. The short-sighted view of college admissions is simply destructive. According to the NCES, there are 5,999 colleges in the US, and you're complaining about being in the top 100? If your college is in the top 100, that means your college is in the top 1.66% of all colleges in the US. That is in the 98th percentile. Like, objectively speaking, should we really be worrying and complaining about going to a school that's in the top 1.66%? Talk about privilege, man. It's been so normalized to get into these top schools because their whole worldview is sculpted around these Ivy League top 20 schools. Try asking your parents about what their thoughts are on Rice University and Northwestern University. They probably don't know shit about them. And if you're worried about the future, just think about your situation right after college applications. You'll have the same friends, the same parents, the same roof above your head, and the same teachers that can't teach for shit. You'll be okay. Be confident in the work that you put in because, like they say, confidence comes from competence. And trust me, you'll be perfectly fine wherever you end up. Here's a question for you. Do you think business owners quit after failing just one business? The story doesn't end at failing just one business. That's when their entrepreneurship journey begins. And the same goes for you. Your story doesn't end when you just get to a college. That's exactly when it starts. The first step to a great educational career, a better life, is accountability. You always hear about those self-made millionaires that came from the bottom up by themselves. Because why not? They're fucking millionaires. But the reality is, we're all self-made. Excluding the fuckers that get into top schools through illegal ways, we all have to work for our results in one way or another. So take accountability. But Shinwoo, other people have tutors for literally every single subject and have academies for SAT. Who told you this was supposed to be fair? Just because you don't have SAT tutors and don't have teachers that actually do their job and teach, are you just gonna sit there and sulk over your situation? Why are you letting external factors that you have no control over control you and your future? No one's coming to save you. You spend all your time helping other people but can't even save yourself. External factors and circumstances may not always be fair, but the power to shape your future lies within. It doesn't matter if it's not your fault, but it is your problem. Nothing will work until you do. For anyone that's not applying to college right now and they're just trying to keep their grades up, just remember that grades aren't everything. Think extracurriculars, letter of recommendations, competitions for awards, stuff like that. If your GPA is shit, there's a lot of other ways to improve your applications, so don't freak out. But if you don't prepare and just wait until the last minute, you're setting yourself up for failure. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Ben Franklin. So either do the work that's required or brace for the regret of failure. If you didn't get anything from this video, this short list will help you summarize everything. Number 1, measure the differences of your past selves instead of others. Number 2, Your journey doesn't end when you get into a school, that's exactly when it starts. So don't put so much emphasis on where you start your journey. Number 3. You deserve everything and nothing at the same time. Your actions will define your game. Number 4. We are all architects of our own destinies. Here's one final quote to end this video. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Build your confidence with competence and outwork your self-doubt. Go to the hard work. Catch you next time. Peace.